Hello everybody, welcome to number 27, and today is a little bit of a sad day because these three cars are all going. Can I tell you what's happening with everything, but in honour of the fact that the Ferrari is going up for sale, I'm once again wearing the PJs. And here he is. By the way, not everyone has seen him. This is my new little cat. He's about 6 months old. Meet Pistacchio in Italian, or pistachio in English. Right, so it's with mixed feelings that I do this, really, in particular with the Ferrari. But first of all, let's talk about the Peugeot. So for quite a while I was looking for a daily that I could use, would be fun, wouldn't be too expensive to run, and that would still, that would still give you good driving emotions. And the 306 is still, I believe, is one of the best all-round hot hatches of all time. But I do have to use this daily. I'm having to do some quite long journeys at the moment, and yeah, it's not that expensive to run petrol wise, but also it's such a good one, this one. I don't really want to run it through a whole other winter, although I'd winterproofed it underneath. I just don't want to do that again. So there's time to look for something else. Now, it was already a good car when I got it, but since I've had it, so it's a low mileage, I think 74,000 miles it has. But it did need a bit of work. I think one of the ball joints needed doing, a few other mechanical bits, a full service, which I did. Had a problem where it would just sort of bog down. And again, that was the idle control valve, so that was changed. But also it had lacquer peel on the roof, so it has had a full respray. Another couple of things that were problematic with it was the seats were ripped. Now, unfortunately, there was no cheap way of sorting that out, because that Alcantara, you just have to replace it. Either you do it properly or you do a botch-up job. So I did it properly. So the paint job obviously cost me, I don't do that. They're supposed to be buying the, no! They're supposed to be buying the car. You can't scratch it, you little shit. So they did the full respray. I've lost my train of thought now. And, oh yes, the seats. So I had to bite the bullet and get them done properly. As I said, I thought I was going to keep the car, so I didn't care that I was going to spend some money on this one. And the seats cost me £600 on their own. After that, I got a full sort of Bluetooth stereo installed with a little sub at the back. But it's just not going to work for me longer term. I think I want something more comfortable, more modern. Recently, it's had the starter went, so I had to replace that. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to just let you know the price that I will take the car at. This isn't a negotiating price. So for all these cars, because I will advertise them for a bit more than this when I do, but it'll be basically 9,000. I've looked around at what there is. There are cars for less, 5 or 6. I think I paid 6, 7 for this originally, but they won't be as good as this. I truly believe this is one of the best ones in the country, and it is sad, but it has to go. If you have some ideas on what I can replace it with, then get in touch. I want something more modern. I want something that's still fun, but I'm going to prioritize. This is going to be my daily beater. So even something I'm considering is a Mark 7 Golf GTD, which probably won't excite you all, but there you go. Time to talk about the Bentley. Now, this one was never really in my plans. I did a video about cars you shouldn't buy because they'd be ruinous to maintain. And when I saw how cheap these were, I kind of wanted to get out of my system of having a 12-cylinder. And I've done that. It has been very good. It's done what I've needed. The original premise was, can I get this car and not lose any money? And I can tell you already, I am going to lose money on it. So just a quick recap of what happened when I originally bought it, what went wrong, what I've had to replace, how much I've spent, and how much I'm going to lose probably. That is, when I originally got it, it had a TPMS issue. That was sort of traced possibly to batteries in the sender units, but I took it to a specialist and he told me, look, with these cars, the early cars, especially the TPMS unit, can be very temperamental. I'd advise you to program it out, or rather than spend the money doing that when it may not even clear the fault. Because it's a 2005, it doesn't need to have TPMS for MOT, so I opted to have it programmed out. Something else it had, it would reset itself. That was traced to a relay, a cut-off relay in the back between the batteries, which was faulty. Bentley quoted me, I think, £600 for the parts plus fitting. Bought one second-hand on eBay for £100, fixed it, and it's been absolutely fine ever since. One last thing. Now, these are known for the headlining sagging, which is quite a big thing. And when I got this one, I checked it. It was absolutely fine. Then over the summer, while I've had it for this short time, these 3 months, it decided to go. Well, that's a good thing for whoever's going to buy it, because I've had to get it fixed. And I got it fixed professionally rather than bodging it the way I've seen some done. So they took it out, they completely stripped the foam, put new foam in and a new higher temperature glue. That cost me £800. I had it serviced from Bentley High Wycombe. That's £800. I think that's probably it. One battery, 150 pounds. Then obviously there was the relay. So I think all in all, it owes me about 2,500. I paid 18,750 for it. It's advertised for 19,995. And again, just for the video price, so no crap about negotiating, all that sort of stuff. I'll let that go for 19. But this car probably won't be replaced as such. But now there's the one that I know you're all waiting for, the Influenzo. So this car started it all, and it's with a really heavy heart that I'm having to do this, and quite honestly as well, it's bugging me because I had this for 3 years and I've been able to use it properly for maybe the last 3 months, where it's actually driven properly, everything's worked. I can go out in it without a bag full of spare spark plugs. I know it will work and it won't just, you know, something will happen to it. It's driving beautifully, the engine sounds amazing, it looks amazing. But I do have to sell it, and there's various reasons for this, but again, this was a car that I got originally with the intention of keeping it for a year, and then that money really I need to invest. There is still the possibility that for a brief time maybe I can sell this and get something else. I was looking at De Tomaso Panteras because I really, really love those. Also a Fiat Dino Coupe I would love. But ultimately, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I think I may have to take this money and sort of invest it for the future, really, and look at some sort of something towards a pension, let's say, rather than having it in cars, which I do not believe will continue to hold their value in future. I think they're going to plummet. So in terms of as an investment, it's not worth me keeping, I don't think. So I don't have time here to go through everything that this has had, but just bear in mind that it's taken me 3 years to fix it. There are some videos, I'll put them up at the end of this, which shows you kind of a summary of everything that's been spent, everything that's gone wrong, i.e. practically everything. But it has been an incredible experience. And this car, the Influenzo, has just been iconic. It's allowed me to go full-time YouTube, really, because before I bought this 3 years ago, it was quite a small channel. Maybe I had, I think, 14, 15,000 subscribers. They started growing really quickly when I got this. I then decided, okay, well, I'm going to start doing project cars. That didn't quite work out, I have to say, full-time, so I'm now doing more road review stuff. But anyway, I owe it all to the Influenzo. I kind of don't want to sell it. I've already got a couple of people who said they're interested, and we'll see if that goes further. But this car has had paint, engine, steering rack, suspension, electrical stuff where it needed, or the heads, pipes. I mean, it really has gone through the gamut of everything that was wrong with it, and it does drive really, really nicely now. But anyway, I think last time I worked it out, but that was before paint, it owed me close to £50,000, maybe a bit more. Since then, I think I did all new shocks as well. I did some paint. So I think it's now owing me close to 55. I've had a look at what there is around. And there are a few cars at 50, 55, 60 and more. But those earlier cars, I also went to see a couple, and they're definitely not at the same level as this. So I think the pricing will be, again, this is video pricing, it'll be advertised for 65, and there will be some negotiation within that. But I just know that it will look and drive better than most GTSs, even though it is a high mileage car. I think it's got about 80,000 or 80, no, it's about 80,000 miles, 130,000 kilometers on it. The interior is pretty good. It does show those few little signs of wear, but it really is beautiful. You'd have to see it. So all in all, these are the 3 cars that have to go, but you may have noticed that there is one car which hasn't been mentioned. It's the only one in my fleet. So my S1 Elise, the Franken lease. Well, I absolutely love this car. I've hardly used it this year. It does need some work. It's still not handling quite properly. I think partly it may be down to the tyres, which are very unevenly worn. So I've got some other tyres, need to fit that, but also I still need to get the geometry checked and everything. Something doesn't feel quite right with it yet. So it needs a little bit of work, but it's not going anywhere because I love everything about it. Just from the handling to the way it goes, the way it feels, it's just it's not going anywhere basically. So this one is staying, the other 3 do have to go. Thank you all so much for watching. Do give me suggestions, your thoughts on everything, and I look forward to seeing you for the next video.